What you know? I'm going to talk to the story. This anime. This is going to be an exhausting one because what I watched was a lot of little. If you know what I mean. Well, you might know what I mean because I watched Me and Roboco. You usually know that when you decided to listen to this. Okay. I'll get into why Me and Roboco, but first, like I always do, I have to get into the alcohol part. And this was probably the funniest ones for me and almost one of the biggest disasters for me. Um, if you have watched or read Me and Roboco, you would know there. Well, I don't know about alcohol, but you know there is a significant. No, that's the word to say. You know what shows up pretty regularly is the oh yeah, manly man dinner that Roboco uh, puts together, kind of. I don't know. It's definitely not cooking or making. Yes, that Roboco plates, and what it is a bottle of grape Fanta, a bottle of ketchup, an egg, not a cracked egg. Let me be clear, a egg still in its shell, and all that stuff, and rice. And I'm assuming the rice is cooked. From what I can see in pictures and stuff, it looks cooked. And I gotta say also, in my own picture, it looks pretty similar to how it does in the. Well, I took a picture from the manga because that's easier for me to get. I guess I could. Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so you may have guessed, I decided to do this dinner. And he's like, well, that's still food. Half food. I was like, you are right. But in my picture, pretty much what I did is almost exactly like what Roboko does. It was literally a bowl, even a kind of shallow bowl, with a bed of rice, with a Fanta, a can of Fanta, because I couldn't find bottles um, when I was looking for stuff. On the left, in the middle, is a bottle of ketchup, similar shape, not exactly the same shape, and then an egg shape, just like eggs. And I was like, oh, I actually made that. Oh, and a spoon. I don't know if the spoon's important, but there is a spoon in there. Just because the picture had one. Of course, I didn't eat this. I did end up eating the rice. I ate that later. With, I don't even know. Because I did this picture before. Well, like, completely separately from everything else. So I did eat that. I'm pretty sure I was using the egg anyways. And I already made rice because I eat rice with most things. So this was fine. Nothing was wasted. So then you're like, okay, like I said, rice, definitely. Food, egg. I mean, you could slurp it up. Ketchup. I mean, I used to just drink ketchup anyways. And then, Great Fanta, the only actual drink in here. How does this become an alcoholic beverage for this podcast? Well, let me tell you. Barely. So, you can already drink ketchup. Left that. Grape Fanta, already a drink. And I was like, well, sake. That's pretty much just liquid rice, right? So that's what I did. The biggest part was trying to decide what to do with the egg and be drinkable. Um, and that was the hardest part. So I was looking, it's like, is there egg flavored alcohol? Is there anything? And eventually I was like, oh, there's eggnog. But then I was like, oh, it's summer. No one's going to have eggnog. Oh, but for some reason, and here's the other thing I thought is, well, I know there is a Eggo um, sipping cream, like a, I don't know, weird, whatever, almost like just moonshiny, but creamier. It's kind of weird. I've used some for other episodes of this podcast. However, when I got to the store to give one look to see maybe, and I just so happened, as soon as I walk in, there's the Eggo nog. There's Eggo nog. So it's the same brand, but it's eggnog flavored instead. And I was like, damn, I guess I have to do it. Because I was just going to look for straight up eggnog. Maybe make my own eggnog. That seems like more work than I want to do. But I got lucky on this one, kind of. Because it's still kind of weird. No. Huh. Yeah, it's still fun. So that was it. I just debated whether to switch out the ketchup and Fanta for anything. Maybe just some wine, and then I don't know if there's tomato based alcohol of any kind. But I didn't because they're already drinkable. And then it came to, well, what do I do with this? And I was like, maybe, okay. And I was like, if I keep in the spirit of what this is, it's all separated. I guess I would just take a little drink of each every now and then. I thought every episode I would take like another drink of the sake. Next episode, drink of the eggnog. Another episode, drink of the Fanta. Another episode, some ketchup. Here's the thing, though, is these episodes are 3 minutes long. And yeah, I probably would have been fine if I alternated like sake, Fanta, eggnog, ketchup, sake. But it's just so fast, especially when I'm watching it. That's why it sounds exhausting, because this just went. It went hard, and it's just, I'm a little tired from it. Also, just from drinking. So, there was one other thing, because curiosity. You know, they say it kills the cat. Well, it almost killed me. No, it didn't almost kill me, but it was gross. I was like, well, I have to mix these a little bit, right? Just to try it. Because integrity of this says I have to, or something. I don't know. I was like, if I just do a little tiny bit, it's not going to be that bad, right? Okay. And so, just to prove to myself and to have the memory that I did it, I took a video of it. Not of me making it, because I don't know. Pretty much, it was literally just a splash of everything. Just a little bit. Just enough to get it in there. And, oh no, I looked at the picture. Oh, hang on. Okay. So, oh my gosh, it hurts my stomach again thinking about it. It's been too soon. Alright, so I mixed them up. Just literally a little splash of each of them. Oh, and it was bad. The ketchup. I don't know. Actually, the ketchup wasn't even the worst part. I don't know what it was. This was bad. This was so rough. I'll post the video. Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts. You'll find it there. Just like I used to do when I used to make alcohol anime shorts and stuff like that. And so for this time, very simple. I didn't think this would be my first one to make back, because I've been debating making them for the rest of them. But oh, my stomach hurts now thinking about it again. So I ended up not mixing anything else and just mainly drinking sake, eggnog, Fanta. I'll be honest, didn't drink any more ketchup. Yeah. So that's that. But yeah, it turned like a kind of purpley. So I guess the ketchup definitely made it darker. The Fanta, I guess purpleness is what really you kind of see. It looks, well, it's more grayish if anything. Sake didn't really do much. I think what really messed up everything was the eggnog moonshine thing. Eggnog sipping cream. Oh, because the very initial taste of it was actually kind of nice. Immediately, and I'm telling you, how fast this is, with how little it is. You can see you see the pictures too of everything I made. It went immediately from, oh, that's not the worst, to I almost spit up all over my wall and sink. Luckily, I was smart enough to do this over sink. Luckily, even further, I didn't throw it up. Unluckily, I did swallow it, so I don't know what that's going to do in me. Oh, I need to stop looking at this, because But yeah, that's the alcohol part alcohol part, and oh, I don't know, my stomach can't handle just mixing weird shit anymore. Not like that. I can still mix alcohols, but mixing eggnog, ketchup, grape soda, and sake. No, that was so bad. I would not recommend it. If we happen to have all four of these just laying around, I'll leave that up to you. Oh man, I just gotta recover my stomach. Okay. So, yeah, so me and Roboco. Enough talking about alcohol and what I do with it in stupid ways. Let's talk about me and Roboco and why I did this. So, you probably know, earlier in 2025, there was a Me and Roboco movie. Very late, pretty much end of the year 2024, I started reading the Me and Roboco manga when I was trying to do my weekly Shonen Jump reviews, a lot of work. And then, I've been reading the manga anyways. I actually really enjoy it. I like all the gags. They're short, but it's packed. And then, I don't know how I never saw it, or I just missed it, or maybe they added it later. I just didn't know. But then I saw the Me and Roboco anime on Crunchyroll. But the anime came out in the end of 2022. So December 5th, 2022 until January 19th, 2023. 28 episodes, 3 minutes long. That's it. And a total of like 84 minutes. So it's almost an hour and a half, which is almost what a movie is. And I saw that and I was like, oh, I could do that. I could just do that for an episode. Why not? It's not like I have anything else to go watch, because it's kind of been lackluster of anime films lately because of the dumb Demon Slayer hype. Right? I don't know. There's been some movies, but nothing I've been able to get to. Okay, so that was it. That was my approach to it. I just stayed, watch at home, watch our Crunchyroll. It's been all good and stuff. The anime film isn't out yet, so I couldn't watch that yet. So this was, I thought my best choice, and it fit well. I still went out and got. It's not like I just had the stuff. I had egg and rice. I usually get sake every now and then. I don't usually have grape Fanta, but grape soda is one of my favorite drinks. So, yeah, I just wanted to do it, so I did it. It seemed like it would fit perfectly. And even though I have a list of anime saved or films saved for me to watch each month, I keep avoiding that list. I don't know why. Guess I'm just waiting for the perfect moment. But just go to Crunchyroll Films or look up, try to find the films. How they organize all that stuff on there is terrible. It doesn't work well. But yeah, there's not much to it. That's what I decided to do, so I did it. And I don't know, maybe when the film comes out, I'll watch that too. I don't know when it'll come out in English. The film came out April 18th, 2025 in Japan. I don't remember. Whoa, it's short. The anime film's only 64 minutes. I might not be able to do it unless I mix it with something else. That's so short. I just ended up with a short alcohol anime episode. This one already feels like it might be. We'll see when I actually get to talking about it. Nah. So, the anime was produced by Gallup Studios, same as the film. Directed by Akitaro Daichi. It seems like they're keeping that. Yeah, they use the same studio for both the film and series. So, same director. Written by Sayuri Uba. Oh, I didn't even see. So, yeah, the manga. I'll get back to the manga in a bit. On Crunchyroll. Don't know how I missed it. That's pretty much it. I watched, of course, the subbed. Thankfully, because it was on Crunchyroll. Yeah. This is a pretty easy, straightforward thing to talk about, I guess. Let's talk about the manga. So, the manga by Shuhei Miyazaki, published, of course, in Weekly Shonen Jump by Shueisha. Been going since July 6, 2020. So, it's been a pretty long time. Yeah. And before I ever started reading this, I just, kept seeing it pop up. I was like, that just looks kind of dumb and whatever. And I kept seeing it, and I was like, is it going in soon, whatever? I'm glad I was wrong on that. I'm glad it never ended. That'd be sad. Because I've been enjoying it. And now that I'm enjoying it, it's probably going in soon. I don't know. I doubt it. I don't see any reason it would. There's not really any other good gag manga in Weekly Shonen Jump anyways. The prison one they're trying to do, I'm pretty sure is about to end because there's just not much going on for it. The police one was pretty good. It's a shame that one ended so soon. Yeah, straightforward. It's just gag manga. It's parody, if anything. It's because the main character, Roboko, well, it's just always acting like someone else and parodies manga all the time, or other anime. So that's, I wonder, it's a gag parody. Parodies usually gag anyways, but it's probably even more accurate to say it's a parody manga. Not like it's copying. It's still, even though it copies a lot, and not even making fun of it. It uses other series to make fun of Roboko, if anything. It's pretty much just a hype manga, a hype parody manga, just hyping up other series, which is cool, and probably why they keep allowing it. But yeah, it's still somehow more original than a lot of other new series coming out, which is sad. But yeah, I think there's anything else I actually say about the series overall. I don't know. I don't really know anything about the movie. I'm pretty sure it's like, because I read the manga references the movie. I'm pretty sure it's like other Robocos and come from different timelines or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's something like that. If I'm guessing correctly, I could look it up, but I'm not going to because that's not what it's about. This is about the series. So, going into trying to just talk about the series and what happens in it and all that, I'm still debating to this point of how should I do that. A thought I had was I'm going to try to recap the entire season in 3 minutes, which is hard to do because each episode is pretty much a completely different thing. It's not like there's a complete storyline. There is like somewhat of storylines or more like character relationships and development throughout the whole series. In the season, not so much. But it's like, can I do 3 minutes of the whole thing? That's 28 episodes. I don't know how much 3 minutes is. Well, let's see. How much is 3 minutes? 28. So I would have to spend about 6 seconds on each series. That would pretty much be me reading the names of each episode. So let's see if I can do it. Get ready for a waste of the next 3 minutes, I guess. So 28 episodes. Starting with 1. So 1. Bondo and Roboko. 2. Mako and Roboko. 3. Her and Roboko. 4. The Mountains and Roboko. 5. Roboko and Roboko. 6. Naota and 7. The Past and Roboko. 8. Gorillas and Roboko. 9. Secrets and Roboko. 10. Twitter and Roboko. 11. Snow and Roboko. 12. Big Eaters and Roboko. 12. Mom and Roboko. 14. Mods and Roboko. 15. Motsuo and Mako. 16. Bondo and the Button. 17. Motsuo and Gorilla. 18. Made Up Words and Roboko. 19. Ghost Stories and Roboko. 20. Telepathy and Roboko. 21. Love and Roboko. 22. Pants and Bondo. 23. Pictures and Bondo. 24. Idols and Roboko. 25. Flaming and Roboko. 26. Melee and Roboko. 27. Ideals and Roboko. 28. Knees and Roboko. Not 3 minutes. Halfway through, I was like, oh, this is going by so quick. And then just 28 names back to back is a lot. And for the most part, those titles actually do convey pretty much what happens in each episode, I guess. I don't know, like vaguely. There was some I started off and I had to recheck the title because how And it's only 3 minutes, so I guess I could have just waited. But it's just like, wait, what is this? I thought this was like, if I remember one correctly, one was like Mom and Roboko. And I was like, the way it started was just like, what is this? Huh? Like this, and then it turns out, yeah, oh no, that is it. Just it's because it's 3 minutes. It's so fast. And I get it's a gag manga. Maybe it wouldn't land if you try to do too much. But what do they do? Maybe it would make more sense. Just let it breathe a little bit more. Do like the 15-minute segments like they used to do. Or 12, whatever. But 3 minutes? Dang, it was hard to... Because I'm trying to take notes too. I thought I was going to be doing my little drink thing. It was so much, so fast. It was hard to keep up. Well, it actually wasn't hard to keep up. But when I'm trying to take notes and stuff, that just is exhausting. And doesn't give you a chance to breathe most of the time. Sometimes it lets up like very briefly or just barely. But most times it's just go, go, go. And it's fast paced. And I listen to podcasts usually at 2 times speed. It's normally, I think, people just talk too fast or whatever. Or people don't talk fast enough. So I need them to talk faster. And it's not like I'm trying to rush through the episode. It's just talk so slow. But then I watch this. It's just, maybe because it's more like it's 3 minutes instead of how fast they're talking or doing things. It's more that they just cram so much into 3 minutes. But like I've read the manga, I know it doesn't need to be 3 minutes. I'm pretty sure they cut a lot out to get into these 3 minutes. Like nothing significant. I'll get through each episode just a little bit, but I'm trying to remember. Pants and Bondo, one of the later episodes. I'm pretty sure I remember almost just a few pages in that, a whole nother segment. Wait, was it Pants? No, it was no, that's another one. Yeah, that one probably too, but it was the Motsu and Gorilla. I'm pretty sure there's a whole nother section in the manga that was just cut out. So yeah, that kind of lost it. But then maybe it's like too much of the same joke in one 3-minute episode. Of course, you can't cram in there. It feels longer. Who knows? So like it was fine. I like it. I didn't watch it by myself. It was one of those where it's on in the background and someone sees it, they kind of just stop and stare at it. And if it's being 3 minutes so fast, you keep getting caught up in the next episode. I'm still doing this podcast long just because I don't blame it. I thought about getting a cameo and being of the person who's like, quick, give me a quick thought. But no, it's just ooh. Okay, anyways. So it's just really fast. And I don't think it needed to be. It could have took some time to breathe, but maybe that also will wear out the joke. Or I would say it wouldn't be as memorable, but I don't remember this in the first place. I don't know what this means. My first note is super fast paced with pizza banana opening. I have no idea what that means. I know there's like the pizza logo. Or not the banana logo. What's the pizza? I don't know. Huh. Should I go back? Nah, I'm not going to pause this just to rewatch that. I mean, I have the time. So, there's 28. Do I really want to go through each one? There's so many. But if I don't, what's the point of this podcast? Alright, give me a second. Let me take a little sip of sip. I'm going Alright. Okay. My notes make no sense to me. I'm done. Okay. So first episode, pretty simple. Bondo and Roboko. Bondo wanted an order made. Can't really afford one. Is teased. That's one of the things. Is Gorilla and Motsu. They act like these bullies, but in nice ways. And anyway, so yeah. And then Roboko just happens to show up on a motorcycle, beats up some thugs. Kind of just accepts like Roboco's an order made. I guess this is mainly just reads manga and makes the mainly man dinner. So it's in the first episode if you want to check that out and see what I'm talking about. But yeah, Roboko really can't do anything like an Ormaid is expected to do. At least Roboko can do a lot. It's whether Roboko is competent enough to do what needs to be done. Um, yeah, and so Bono considers returning Roboko until it's saved from a truck. Yeah, Roboco's almost isekai'd instantly. Um, but that's it. A pretty, not straightforward, a pretty classic seeming opening for what would have been the anime and the manga. Yeah, pretty much it. And I didn't make a note of it. I don't know how. Bono's mom is always walking around with a knife, and is always kind of like sniffing out perviness. In case Bono becomes a little perv or does something perverted, which is a lot of Bono's main motivation was to get order made because they're cute and whatever. Because Matsuo has one, and I don't know, they're robots, just whatever. Okay, so speaking of Mako in Roboko, episode 2, so the friends are showing off Mako to Bono. And then Gorilla's grabbed by Roboko and jealous of Mako? Huh. I don't know. I'm sure that happened. Roboko and Gorilla. This might be what I do. Just go through each episode and remember reoccurring things that usually happen. And probably introduce in these episodes. Gorilla seems to kind of have a little thing for Roboko. Roboko seems to like just bullying Gorilla. But, I don't know. And then Roboko, of course, jealous of anyone that seems better. Which Mako is actually a good order made or whatever. But it also seems like Mako has a little bit of, like, looks up to Roboko a little bit. Or maybe it's Mako's just amusing Roboko. Who knows what's really happening. So, yeah, most of this episode is just comparing Roboko and Mako doing things. And for eventually Roboko to just laser out some hornets, which is ultimately, I guess, what helps Roboko seem better. Then Mako, in a way. Now, here's another note I'll have, which was Roboko, Gorilla, and Motsu's voices are not how I imagined. Everyone else's are fine and works out. I don't know, because they're supposed to be like small children, like how old? Fifth grade, average grade schools. I don't know. I was thinking like maybe fifth grade, like 11 years old, something like that. I think it is fifth grade. Oh, they're 10 years old. Okay. Yeah, so they're little, and then especially Gorilla and Matsuo have just really weird, like, two adult name or voices. Oh, I'm losing it. Roboko also weird, but it makes sense because Roboco's weird and has those knees. That's how have I not mentioned the knees yet? The obsession with knees in this. And if I was to just guess a comment from the other person that watched this with me, it would be, why is there so many knees? Because that's a question that popped up multiple times. I don't, the knee thing is weird. And I think it's just because knees are so random. I'm trying to think of a more random body part. That is out there can actually be used or seen. Maybe, no, I feel like elbows are more popular than knees. Shins? Calves? No, people, knees, yeah. Knees are probably it. Forearm, you don't really see people care much about forearm. The weenus, yeah, the rest is kind of pervasive. So, yeah, knees, I guess they're, no. I bet there's weird stuff that happens with knees. I was about to say other stuff is just sexualized so much. But knees, I'm sure people do that too. Or maybe the creator just has a thing for knees. And that's cool. That's fine. A weird way to do it. Or maybe hates knees. It's one of the two. Or just really wanted something random. And it could be weird. Oh, maybe it's because the knees pop out underneath like maid skirts or something. Just enough. So you can bring attention there and make it funny. And I don't know. That's probably it. That's probably the thing that makes the most sense, actually. Okay, anyways. But yeah, voices are weird. Okay, so I probably won't go through each episode, but if there's something from these episodes that I was like, oh, here's a recurring gag that pops up and it's introduced in this episode, I guess that's what I'm going to do. Because just, they're 3 minutes long, you go and watch them. Her and Roboko. Roboko flies and shoots out. Feminine cheeky. What does that mean? I don't know what my notes mean. Monica goes to Bunro's house, who looks like... Oh, okay. So another bit is Monica is supposed to be this sweet little cute girl or whatever. The pretty much... I guess crushes more on Bondo than Bondo crushed on Mako. Because... Or not Mako. Yeah, Bondo crushed on Mako. Bondo crushed on Monica. But... goes over it and they're playing like games, shogi it says, and whenever Monica gets really competitive or it gets anything that we'll consider be more tough, like almost more like tough guy esque, Monica turns into what looks like a tough guy, just big old jaw and head. And apparently Monica doesn't see it at all. Bondo sees it and doesn't really care that much. Is surprised by it, but it's not like I was like, but yeah, it's just, I don't know if I'll say charming, but it's just one of those fun things, just to be the opposite of how Monica usually is. But yeah, apparently they play shogi together for 5 hours and then fly away together. Roboko and Monica play for that long because, of course, I'm assuming Roboko was like, yeah, I'm such good. Blah blah blah, and then it ends, and we're like, well, yeah, that's how you expect it, something like that. Roboko always trying to play it off like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm so great. No, this is how it's supposed to be. I let it happen, stuff like that. Okay. For the mountains in Roboko, Serizawa, another recurring character, kind of introduced in this, walking through woods and see Roboko catching a giant crayfish. Warns that there's a bear called Kumahachi, and of course, in classic cartoon, any kind of story, anime. It doesn't really happen in anime that much. Definitely more of a cartoon gag is the bear just pops up and is like, "Oh, bear right behind you." And it's like, "It's right behind me, isn't it?" So that kind of thing. Pops up right behind. Roboko tries to go save him. Just turns into a ragdoll situation. Then it throws Gorilla. No, wait. No. I'll get all mixed up. I remember this episode. Roboko throws Gorilla. Misses at the bear. Misses so much. I don't remember or even know at all if there's a reason Roboco's so mean to Gorilla, except for maybe Roboko kind of knows Gorilla has a thing. It's kind of like, oh, stop it, mean. But Roboco's a like super strong robot and just gets even more aggressive than normal. But yeah, and then Roboko shoots a big old cannon that luckily misses the bear, and everything turns out okay. I don't remember if the bear ever makes more appearances in the manga. Maybe I'm not there yet, but Serizawa definitely pops up more and more. So Roboko and Roboko. Roboko tries to be similar to Mako. Oh no, Roboko is similar to Mako. I can't even read my own words. The challenge of drinking while watching and then immediately going into podcasts. Ooh, anyways, Roboko looks similar to Mako because Roboko needs to be charged. That's a common thing when Roboko runs out of energy. Bondo, of course, loves it, being a little perv. Still pretty much acts the same, just kind of. Not exactly the same. Just more cute scenes. Also makes meals for real. But yeah, and then, of course, because Bondo's being pervy, Mom has to pop up being threatening. And then they go to the pool. Bondo's so excited to see Mako like Roboko and I guess the swimsuit. But no, Roboko's back. Yep, that's it. Just normal again. Yota and Huh? It's a blank. If you heard me read the titles earlier, yeah, it's just a blank. Um, they find a cat, like a cat line thing. That's pretty much it. Roboko finds this cat with balls. The cat just has balls sticking out. Not even dick, just balls out. In the rain, tries to do the nice thing, save it. Bondo's questioning in the process of Bondo questioning if Roboko can take care of this cat. Ends up scaring, I guess Nyota is the name, attacking Roboko, and then eventually runs away, confronted by a cat gang, and then Roboko saves Nyota and takes in even more cats. But yeah, this weird little cat line with just balls out. Like, okay, I guess respect or something. I don't remember if the other cats had just balls out. But of course, Nyota's around. More in the background than anything from what I usually see. But maybe it's just not there yet. I'm about... How many chapters am I? Over 50. Maybe... Am I close to 100? I don't remember. The past in Roboko. Huh. Oh, is this a real name? So there's a professor. There's no way this is the real name. Because... What happened? Mysterious. Oh, it's probably supposed to be mysterious. How did autocorrect not catch this? I typed Myssriius. I'm pretty sure if I'm remembering, I tried to type mysterious. Mysterious. And that's kind of what it sounds like. Makes the Aconio crab attack Roboko, who tries to act weak, but still ends up winning. And then it's just an episode of things trying to attack Roboko and failing, of course. Then there's a huge eggplant, according to Roboco's nicknames, which, oh my gosh, I don't remember exactly what they are now. It goes so fast, my brain can't comprehend too much. The notes are the best I have, but they don't work. This is what Roboko calls them. And one is a huge eggplant. And then another one is a mackerel. And they're easily beaten, of course. And then Roboko finally admits to being a weapon and shows Gorilla in the ground again. How to keep being Gorilla. Next, Gorilla's in Roboko. Here's an actual nice one and not super fast paced. I remember this one kind of fondly. So they had plans to go to the movies, pretty much. But Gorilla needed to go home and watch over the reception desk for their family, the family's vet office. I'm pretty sure it was a vet. I think this is when we're introduced to Ruri, Gorilla's younger sibling, who I think also does manga. If I remember right, also has a crush on Bondo, but doesn't. I don't think that really ever goes anywhere. Does anything. So everyone's trying to go to movies. Gorilla, of course, can't. And then this is where Roboko actually steps in and covers Gorilla at work, so Gorilla can go to the movie. And it doesn't show in this anime, but I assume Roboko does a not the most optimal job. Yeah, but yeah. Secrets in Roboko. Oh, okay. This is another straightforward. They're starting to come back to me as I get further because they're kind of, well, no, probably not. They're probably just as far from the first. Now that I'm remembering them more. Secrets in Roboko. Bondo follows Roboko to see what is secrets going on. And this is another one I feel like a lot was kind of cut, just shrink down. And there's 4 popular hot guys. They're also very much just little children, so weird thing to say for me. Try to win over Roboko. Motsuo being one of them. And then Roboko goes a part-time job. Bondo seeing on this, sees it's a bike shop, says, "Oh, Roboco's getting me a bike." Because it's Bondo's birthday, and it's a Roboko style bike. And yeah, that's it. It's like, oh, it's still technically a bike, and also a pretty rad bike. Aside from the fact that it looks like Roboko, Bondo actually gets pulled over for going too fast. It's that kind of bike. This one I don't care about. Maybe because it's about Twitter. It's Twitter and Roboko. Monica has 12,000 followers. And when Bono sees that, Bono and Roboko start going through everyone's Twitters. I don't remember anything specifically besides Roboko is feeling. I don't think Bondo has one at all. But Roboko definitely is feeling inferior. And then also trying to make that inferiority seem better. I think Roboko only had around 1,000. And eventually, flips is like, oh no, 1,000 is actually pretty good. And I think I'm about 1,000 on Twitter because I'm never calling it the other name because that's stupid. I might have about 2,000 though. I don't know. I think I have more than Roboko regardless. Snow in Roboko, and Mutsuno. I get the names mixed up with Motsuo and Mutsuno, whatever. 6 tuplets. One is just huge, and apparently a girl. They find out later because Roboko can't attack a girl, I think it was, or maybe Gorilla couldn't. One of them couldn't. But yeah, they really like Mako and Ruri and want to date and start like a snowball war or a game. Pretty much capture the flag, but if you get hit by a snowball, you're out. And yeah, they're doing this pretty much. Gorilla, Roboko easily out. Bondo tries to take a stand to protect the flag, but it was all a distraction. So Motsuo can tunnel underneath for some reason without clothes. Oh, using the clothes as like a dummy. So I guess they don't realize Motsuo left. And gets a flag, and that's it. Funny. But pretty straightforward for this. Even more than usual. Big Eaters and Bondo. Bondo joins an intense eating competition. Really intense. Really big. Expecting it not to be so bad because why would it be? I've tried an eating contest once, expecting it not to be so bad, and it wasn't nearly as bad as this, but it was still a lot. It was a giant funnel cake thing, and covered with like whipped cream and strawberries, all that stuff. It's like a monster funnel cake. It didn't look so bad from what they showed me, and then when they actually give it to me, it was one, it was bigger than what they told me, and two, it was just so much. I don't know why I thought I could do it, because it's not like I ever tried. Well, I probably ate, but it was interesting because it was like in this fair, or the state fair or something in San Diego, or Sea Fair, I don't know, something like that. And I had a whole crowd just around me, cheering me on. That part was cool, but then I failed bad. I wasn't even close. I failed bad. I don't remember if I ate anything earlier than that, so maybe I should. I don't know. But yeah, so it's a eating contest. Bondo tries, actually tries, but then has to tag in Roboko, who is doing great, of course, until ramen. The ramen is too hot. Roboko has to eat it slowly. Then they're just like, oh, you pretty much just be a robot, actually inhale or vacuum it up, and that's what Roboko does, and pulls out a win at the end. And of course, there's concerns with the fact that Roboko's a robot, and it does seem like cheating. You're right. So, next, Mom and Roboko. This is what I was talking about earlier that was confusing, because it starts with just like Roboko is low on power again, so he's in the cutesy Mako-like form. Then gets attacked by the scientist skin and some of the others. I think the crab one, or maybe it was Eggplant one. I don't remember. And it does okay at first. No. Gorilla comes in and saves him. But then that's not enough, so Mom has to come at the very end and save him. So this is why it's weird, and there's probably... No, I'm pretty sure I remember this manga chapter. I don't think there's that much more to the Mom either. So I don't know why this is called Mom and Roboko at all. I thought there would be something else. I don't know. Oh, actually, before I forget, the whole, Me and Roboko in each chapter ending with and Roboko, it's so close to all of them being and Roboko. I wish it would have just stuck with it instead of changing. It kind of throws off the rhythm. Yeah. Mods on Roboko. Mako got a new mod, which is pretty much just new hair. So, Roboko tries to get new mods / new hair and other things. Just keep trying on different looks. A lot of them weird. But not as weird as ending up as a literal just a giant knee. Yeah. Here's the knee jokes back. and people try to convince Roboko to go back. And it's not until Gorilla starts saying really nice things about Roboko that it does help. And that's it. Motsu and Mako. Mako keeps Motsu packed schedule because Motsu wants to make sure to have time with friends. Because Motsu's, the rich kid, but also has a lot of expectations. Apparently, also a genius level kid, of course. So, has to do all this stuff because once middle school starts, Motsu is supposed to be going to overseas for school. So much I was just trying to spend every second possible with friends, but still, getting other obligations, forced obligations, taken care of too. So, right, at least in this episode, right before Munster is supposed to go out, to hang out with Bondo and Gorilla, has to solve an equation for a theoretical orbit of a satellite, and writes it all over the walls, and then goes. It's like, oh damn, good. I guess good for you. His theoretical, so who's going to prove this, though? I guess you have to get a whole nother team of scientists or something. But yeah, it's a nice, just to show the relationship between Mako and Motsuo, because I feel like Motsuo was the main character of this, even though, it's about Motsuo. Alright, Bondo and the button. Bondo pushes a button on Roboko and is sent back to the past of 1865. And see just similar versions. It's so quick. It's episodes like this. I was like, wow, I wish there was a little bit more. Especially, see similar versions of everyone, of course. They're so close, but have different names. And then Bondo needs to press the button on Roboko. And it's like, oh wait, this is the past. Roboko doesn't exist yet. Actually, there's a lot of Robocos here for some reason. I don't think it's ever really explained. Maybe I missed it because it's so fast. But yeah, I guess any of them do press the button on past Roboko, maybe get sent back. But also with Bondo was a past gorilla, which causes the present gorilla to disappear. And don't worry, the gorilla's not gone forever, or maybe gorilla is gone forever, and this past gorilla just took. Oh no, because it's not like JK or whatever. Maybe the gorilla from here on out is this past gorilla, because they pretty much look exactly the same, so why not? Next, Motsu and Gorilla. This is another one that I feel like a lot was just cut from, because so Motsu and Gorilla are playing best friend chicken. They're pretty much trying to get each other to say who's the best friend, who is that they're best friends. They keep using tricks like say this word, and it sounds a lot like, and he's like, oh, you won't, I forget the name of the Japanese word, but they keep just trying to trick each other into saying the Japanese word for best friend. But I'm pretty sure there's a whole nother part where they're like, Bondo sees this during class, and they're like trying to also include Bondo in doing this and blah blah blah. I think they cut that, but at the end, they're walking, and Bondo is the one who's like, oh, but you two are best friends, right? Why are you blah blah blah? And then they break down, it's like, yeah, you're right, blah, blah, blah. And that's pretty much it. Next, made up words in Roboko. Everyone forgets to invite Roboko to a takoyaki party. Yeah, which I'll be saying, I just had takoyaki over the weekend, and I was disappointed because where I live, not great with, I don't know. It was a festival. I went to like an Asian festival, and you even say that. And the food was lackluster. It was technically, I guess, Asian food. It looked, from what I can assume, it looked like Asian people. But it was just, and it was early in the day too. They must have, it was like right after it opened. So they must have already had this pre-made. I don't know. It was kind of disappointing, the food. You got the like Korean corn dog things. That was literally the only good thing I tried there. And we were supposed to try a lot of stuff, but I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, so Roboco's not there, and they're just talking about how Roboko makes up all these words that only Bondo seems to know what they mean and where they come from. Then this is when they realize Roboko wasn't invited, so they text Roboko, who just goes like pretty much being pitiful and like, oh, blah blah, a really long text of just wanting to get pity. And then finally comes on the way, but also shows more examples of Roboco's weird made up words. But yeah, it's fine. Ghost stories in Roboko. Madoka, Bondo, and Roboko go to the school at night to get a violin for Madoka. There's a bunch of like ghost stories, and it turns out some are true, some aren't. It's weird. There's one about someone at night kicking a headless person kicking a ball. It turns out to probably be Roboko, but then you see outside the window, it's still there even when Roboko's in there with them. Then like someone with a recorder that you have to play a perfect do on. Which, if you don't know, do is it's just it's not a no. It's just a do. I don't know how to explain it in not music. If you were just do can pretty much be anything. So I guess that's the joke. And if you're going to sing a scale, do is the first note you sing, and the scale is based off the first note. Usually, depending on how you want to say the scale is. So it doesn't matter. But Roboko sucks that spirit up into the knee or something like that. Then just like someone who takes things that are forgotten and it just ends up being a teacher. So some seem real, some I guess aren't real, or I don't know, or just stories. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But I like how it's not like all of them are fake or all of them are. It was like it could be either or. Who knows anything for real? Okay. Next, telepathy in Roboko. A new student named Mifune Chizuru can read minds and expects our main crew, Bondo, Gorilla, so to only be acting nice, but it turns out they're all actually really nice people. Actually, I think Gorilla and Monster try to be kind of that bully ass. Still nice now, at least. But yeah, they're all just really nice. And then it tries to read Roboco's thoughts, but they're just really overwhelming. And to the point where it turns into like a school drama fantasy kind of thing. And Mifune's head. And then even after coming out of the fantasy, still kind of maybe has a little thing for Roboko now. Gorilla's going to have competition. Oh, but kind of having a little thing. Next, loving Roboko. Roboko literally runs into a robot that is kind of directing traffic. And it's pretty much like a meet cute thing. Roboko seems to maybe have a crush on this robot or something, acts like it. And keeps thinking about this robot even at night, and then keeps going back and just assuming situations. This robot is literally just like a few lines of just like go this way, be safe, blah blah blah, stuff like that. Roboko just keeps making up stuff, and that's it. That's the episode. I don't even remember what happens with the robot. Pants and Bondo, the combined issue of Jump, meaning they're of the previous week in the anime, means there's no issue a jump for Bondo this week. She completely throws off the routine to the point of Bondo forgetting to wear pants. And then Gorilla and Monto are just really intensely trying to make sure Bondo gets pants on before anyone else can see. And here's what I like about this is Mako is part of this. No reaction from Mako is just completely neutral, like, okay, whatever. And I like that. It would have been weirder if Mako overreacted about this too. But it was so intense just to put on pants. It was actually pretty cool. For what it was. Not even for what it was. Just, it was pretty cool way to do it. Next, 23. Pictures in Roboko. Or Pictures in Bondo. You messed up my timing now. So, I guess they went on a trip or something. And everyone had great pictures except Bondo. Bondo even takes pics of Roboko that turn out great. Probably filters and stuff, but Roboko is pretty much just like knee is like the magic word, and actually does get Bondo to take some good pictures by saying knee, and that's it. They look better. There's like a little photo shoot, stuff like that. 24 idols in Roboko. Roboko tries auditioning to be an idol along with Mako. No, wait, both? I don't know. But fails the paperwork stage, but it's still like practicing and whatever. And I guess a producer, someone who looks a lot like JYP, and very similar, sees. I wonder if I like Twice. I like Twice. Some of the earlier stuff. Scientist is probably the last thing I really actually enjoyed, but like genuinely, the rest is just whatever. And Itzy was fun too. It's up until Sneakers was the last thing, I think. And there's some hit and miss. There's usually at least one song from each album. And it doesn't matter. Oh, also, just. Oh, no, there's a Japanese group, Nizu. Nizu's been pretty fun. Okay. Okay, anyways. I'm talking about idols, talking about Roboko, who actually does become an idol when whoever this is sees. They make a group with Mako. The debut goes great. Roboko does a weird not idol or pop song. And then they go on hiatus pretty much immediately and Bundo's lonely, so that's good. Bundo's just like, I don't remember what it was like without Roboko, which fair. Probably been so busy. You haven't had this kind of downtime in a while. 4 episodes left. 25. Flaming and Roboko. So one of an idol from Roboco's Idol Days, their last episode, named Miyu comes over, since we're friends with Roboko, because people have been flaming / trolling is what I assume flaming means. Miyu online. And instead of mainly being about me, it just turns to the attention towards Roboko, and how Roboko handles negative comments in weird ways. Next, Amelie and Roboko. Amelie is a robot kohai of Roboko from during the wars, whatever those wars were. I don't remember any robot wars, but I don't know exactly when this takes place. Tries to get Roboko to join Eden so they can never take orders from humans again. Roboko just doesn't care. Then another robot pops up named Terry, wants to fight. Roboko easily wins. That's fine. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Melee is still like all giddy over Roboko even after losing. And then ideals in Roboko. Roboko's ideal is just being another person. There's probably more examples, but the one in this episode is on Mika. I have no idea who that is. Should I look it up? I don't know. I'm assuming this is a real person. Or Mika on. Okay. I don't know. Korean actress, singer, TV host. Yeah, I don't know who this is. A regular on the Japanese TV information provider, so Guto Luck. Oh, okay. So yeah, just a TV personality. Okay, so Roboko wants to be like Mika. And then goes to Paris for 3 days. Come back looking like some weird model. Trying to pretend to be like that. I don't know. It was really weird. Somehow even weirder than what Roboko. I don't like it. It was kind of creepy, really. Maybe it's because I think of like Junji Ito's model. Ooh, which Miss Fuchi, because I have the Funko Pop of it. I'm looking at it right now. Anyways, then last one, Knees and Roboko. Of course, you got to finish it with the biggest bang of them all, the knees. Oh wait, actually, it's literally knees. And literally a bang. So much. So Roboco's right knee's not been working. And this is another one that's definitely longer. To the point where Roboko feels so bad, won't even eat sweets. Just sitting around, being pitiful. When Roboko does finally try to get up, the left knee also hurts. And then so Roboko eventually overcompensates, trying to work out the upper body. And that gets so much bigger. But it's so... now the upper body's so much heavier that it's not going to help the knees any. And then it turns out there's bones in the knee. So Roboko has to fly away, and there's a big blast. And it ends on cliffhanger. Like, the fuck? That's how you're ending this season and maybe series, because, I don't know, it's been a couple years. Yeah, there's a movie, but it's hard to imagine this is going to get another season. Maybe, it might. Also, there's a movie, so you know Roboko didn't just blow up. Anyway, in the manga, I'm pretty sure it's just like, oh, the knees exploded, release all that pent-up energy, and Roboko feels better now. I'm pretty sure that's what happens, but no. They may straight up just ends with a cliffhanger. That's it. There's nothing else going on with it. But, yeah, that's me and Roboko. I wasn't sure how to go through each episode, because 28 of them, I didn't want to spend more than 3 minutes on each thing, but I also wanted to talk about it, and, point out the recurring bits. I would suggest you can go on Manga Plus, read it for free. You can only read each chapter once for free. It's a legitimate way to do it. Watch anime if you want to. I kind of just told you what it's about very briefly. So I told you these really are packed episodes, and why it takes more than 3 minutes to talk about what happens in an episode. It's a weird thing to try to do. I mean, it's an hour and a half, so it's you can watch all of them quick, but it is exhausting. I was just getting so tired. I'm finally starting to get it back now. Um, but yeah, there's a lot to it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about me and Roboko before I ramble too much more, because you don't need that. But I'm so glad I did this Manly Man dinner. I'm so proud of it. I'm, I'm even though it makes me sick to think about, I'm glad I mixed them and made myself do that. Have another little video to share. So look forward to that. I don't know when I'll post it. Sometime relatively soon. But let me know if you would try the Manly Man dinner. Maybe actually cook it. Maybe that's something I should have done was actually cook this and see what it would be. It would have just been, I mean, it would have been almond rice. That's what it's supposed to be. Or if you have other drink ideas, this is one I didn't consider entertaining the thought of any other because I thought of this and I stuck with it immediately. But yeah, you'll be able to see all the pictures of that and everything. But yeah, let's talk more about either Me Roboco, the manga, the anime, the movie. Eventually, the movie will come out. Even if it's short, I'll watch it then. I don't know if I'll do an episode on it or not. Yeah, you can, if you can leave comments wherever you're at. If you can also find me on social media, theacstories. I have a Discord you can join. We can talk about all kinds of stuff there. Email me, theacstories@gmail.com. I'll have links to all that stuff in the description of where you're listening to this, so easy to find. But yeah, before I go, I want to thank my Ko-fi Patreon supporters, Julio Vasquez. If you also want to help support me, go ahead and do it. You get these shout outs, you get early access to pictures and stuff, notes. I do stories, I write all kinds of stuff. I keep it really cheap and easy for everyone. It's just a little something. I say I won't go to alcohol, but I'm going. Actually, I don't use the money. I keep it saved up so I can put it back towards all the stuff I make. But yeah, who knows? It technically is still my money, so it probably is technically still going towards alcohol in some way. But yeah. You want to help keep funding this podcast? Go ahead and do it. If you like all this nonsense for some reason, cool. But yeah, I guess that's it for this episode of Alcohol Anime and for talking about Me and Roboco. Definitely not as jam-packed and fast-paced as the actual episodes, but that's good to me. So that's going to be it. I've been your talk container, the AC Stories. Until next month, bye.